Did you know the average person spends over 2.5 days every year just looking for a parking space? Imagine if you could turn all of that wasted time into a habit that transformed your health, wealth, and happiness without changing your schedule at all. Welcome to the Big Daddy's Big Tips podcast, the daily podcast, helping everyday people go from feeling stuck to building momentum, confidence, and freedom one daily step at a time. This is not a podcast about hacks or hustle, it's about the quiet power of habit-driven lifestyle design, where your health, wealth, and happiness are upgraded slowly and sustainably through what you do today, what you do tomorrow, and what you do the day after that. Because it is not the handful of big decisions that shape your life. It's the thousands of tiny ones you make each and every day. What you eat, how you move, what you buy, what you say yes to, who you spend your time with, how you react to situations. Ultimately, it's about what I like to call your daily wins versus your daily drifts. And every single decision that you make in your day will create a ripple effect. That ripple will either be a positive one, taking your life in the right direction, or a negative one, taking you in the wrong direction. The right direction takes you towards a future that's flourishing and thriving, but the wrong direction results in you feeling stuck. Now, feeling stuck can mean different things to different people. It could mean constant tiredness or struggling with sleep, maybe not liking the reflection in the mirror, or aches and pains that won't go away. Maybe it's just lacking the energy to do the things that you want to be doing. Maybe it means living paycheck to paycheck, never quite getting on top of your debt, struggling to budget or save, or feeling like your income potential is capped. It may mean knowing that you should invest for the future but never quite taking any action. Being stuck could equally be about what's on the inside. Maybe a lack of purpose or low self-worth, maybe strained relationships, stress, anxiety, or even struggling to be present sometimes with the people that you care about. The truth is, whatever form stuck takes, it always feels heavy. It slows you down, it clouds your decisions, and it convinces you that change has to be too big or too overwhelming. But what I want you to know, and what this podcast is all about, is that you don't need a dramatic leap to escape feeling stuck. You just need to start redirecting your life journey by changing your ripple effects. And we do this one daily win at a time. Because whether your ripple effects are working for you or against you, they may seem invisible at first, and they may seem barely noticeable after a few weeks. But as the months and the years roll by, they become too big to ignore. And where you find yourself today is just the result of your life journey thus far. You've been taken on that journey because of the ripples that you have created. The ripples you've created have been the result of the thousands of micro decisions that you've made each day. And the decisions you've made each day are the result of how well primed your body has been on those days. Or as I like to refer to it, how well primed your vessel has been. Look after your vessel, and making good decisions is easy. Choosing the daily wins is easy. But allow your vessel to build up rust, and you will find yourself more easily distracted by and more easily tempted by the bad decisions, the dreaded daily drifts. And I know what you might be thinking. Maybe you've tried to change before, but you started too big, or focused on one specific area of your life whilst the others slipped away. Maybe you think change has to be dramatic, or you have to wait for the perfect time. Those are just some of the same false beliefs that I had to break for myself, because the truth is, the smallest daily shifts, when stacked in the right way, can change absolutely everything. And the beauty of the BDBT system is that you don't need to change everything. You just need to prime your vessel. Guard what goes into your body, prioritize how you move your body, and prioritize how you rest your body. And each tip you hear from me is part of that system, part of that journey that helps you prime your vessel so that you can shift from daily drifts to daily wins, from noise to clarity, from feeling stuck to feeling free. Because the BDBT movement is not just about saving money, and it's not just about getting fit. It's about creating a life you can feel proud of by breaking down the overwhelming into the achievable, and by getting there one daily step at a time. In today's tip, we will focus on something incredibly simple. Imagine you're driving somewhere. It could be the supermarket, the gym, your workplace, cafe, friend's house. You're pulling into the destination, a car park maybe, or the road your friend lives on. And like most people, your eyes go straight to the space closest to your ultimate destination. It's automatic, it's convenient. You save a few seconds, you get there quicker. But today I want you to try something different. Today's tip is park further away on purpose. Not because you're tracking steps, not because it's a fitness challenge, but because this one micro decision can set off a positive ripple effect, a ripple effect that will benefit your body, your mind, your money, and your mood. Because most people think transformation happens in big, dramatic moments, but that's not how it really works. Most change doesn't come from a single leap. It comes from thousands of tiny, invisible decisions, and every one of those decisions is a chance for a daily win or a daily drift. When you park further away, you're doing more than stretching your legs. You're choosing movement. You're choosing momentum. You're saying to yourself, I'm not on autopilot. You're reclaiming your day, and it starts before you've even arrived at your destination. So to repeat something I said earlier, BDBT is about priming your vessel. You need to guard three things: what you put into it, how well you move it, and how well you rest it. So this tip principally focuses on movement that's easy, friction-free, and fully under your control. But like all of my tips, whilst it starts with a focus in one area, it ultimately transcends across your health, your wealth, and your happiness. So let me give you a real-life example of how this tip plays out in my own life. When I'm feeling sluggish, when I'm feeling a bit foggy, maybe I've been stuck behind a screen for too long during the day, my motivation dipping, I might need to run out, do a quick errand or two. Let's say I need to go and pick up a few things from the supermarket. What I would like to do is park right outside, dash in and out, rush back and do the next thing on my never-ending to-do list. When I know I'm in that place, and this has taken a bit of training to get me to this point, but I will deliberately pull into a space at the far end of the car park, or park at the far end of the road, or park with half a mile still on the sat-nav. No one else around, nobody would know what I'm doing, just a few extra steps to get to my destination. But those steps give me something I've come to realize that I desperately need: some valuable space. My lungs open up, my brain slows down. By the time I walk through the doors, I already feel sharper. That little walk turns into a 5-minute breathing reset. And you know what? I make better decisions inside too. I stick to my shopping list. I skip the junk. I leave feeling better than when I arrived, not just physically, but mentally. All because of parking a bit further away. That is a ripple effect. So let's get really clear for a second. Here is how this one micro tip can stack across your entire life. In terms of your health, you're increasing movement without needing motivation. You're boosting circulation. You're improving oxygen flow. You're easing joint stiffness. You're triggering a cascade of benefits like better posture, clearer thinking. You're priming your vessel through movement, gently and naturally. In terms of your wealth, you're creating a calmer, clearer headspace before entering shops or perhaps your work environment, which in the case of a shopping trip can lead to more intentional spending, fewer impulse buys, and better financial decisions. It's a soft reset before you spend. In the case of showing up at work, maybe it puts you in a sharper, more confident, more focused state that gives you a better chance of performing at your best. In terms of your happiness, you feel more grounded, you feel less reactive, more in control of your day. These little walks become breathing space, like a form of moving meditation that helps you show up calmer and more present. And trust me, you will learn to treat them as a sacred time, especially as you begin to layer them with other BDBT tips in the future. That's momentum, that's confidence, that's freedom on a micro level. As a bonus, you'll encounter less frustration and stress when looking for somewhere to park. Think about it, everybody else is already parking as close as possible, which means you're always going to find the spaces that are further away. This lack of negative emotion will equally ripple out into other areas of your life. It's far better to be grateful for seeing your new parking space as being free rather than becoming angry that your old space, the closest space, is already taken. To make this all that more appealing, none of this requires a big lifestyle change. It's available to absolutely everyone. You don't need to change your schedule. You don't need extra energy. You don't need extra equipment. All you need is to pause in that moment, in the car park, outside your workplace, outside a friend's house, even when heading home. Just stop and say, what would future me do here? This is what we mean by quiet transformation. The version of you that feels energized, free, and fulfilled doesn't arrive all at once. That version is built through small acts of consistency. You cast a vote for that person every time you step further than you need to. Every single time you create a daily win instead of another daily drift. Because at the end of the day, this is the journey. Not chasing perfection, not waiting for motivation, just moving forward on purpose with small, deliberate choices that send ripples through every part of your life. So next time you're pulling into the car park, or arriving at work, or going to a friend's house, choose movement. park further away and let that tiny shift remind you that you are still steering, you are still in motion, the ripples are already working. And if you'd like to lock this habit in and actually see the impact it's having on your life, I would always recommend getting your free copy of Big Daddy's Foundation Blueprint. It's far more than just a tracker, it's a system that shows you how small daily actions just like this stack up over time across your health, your wealth, and your happiness. You can use it to track your daily wins, you can use it to spot your daily drifts, and you can use it to watch your momentum build week by week. Because when you see it written down, when you measure the ripple, that is when it really starts to sink in. That's when it becomes part of who you are. You can get your free copy from the link in my bio on Instagram, from my website, or from the show notes below. So if today's tip has got you thinking in any way, then please do share it, not just online, but with someone in your life who might need it too, because real change spreads when we pass it on, and your unique ripple effect may just be sparked when you have that conversation and share your new knowledge. Even better, try explaining the tip in your own words to somebody that you know, because if you can teach it, you are far more likely to remember it. And if you would like the full breakdown of this tip, with extra examples, bonus strategies in a free downloadable guide to help you implement it in your life, head over to Instagram, drop me the keyword in the show notes below, and I would be happy to send it to you directly. This, combined with a copy of my Foundation Blueprint, will stand you in very good stead for ingraining this tip into your life. So if this episode has sparked anything for you, come and hang out with me on Instagram and TikTok. You'll find me every day at Big Daddy's Big Tips, sharing simple, high-impact tips to boost your health, your wealth, and your happiness, one small daily win at a time. You'll also find weekly bingo cards to keep you motivated. You'll find free downloads to dive deeper and make change easier. You'll find weekly go lives that feel like a proper pep talk, as well as more honest chats just like this. Make sure you're following so you don't miss the next tip that could change everything. And if you've tried any of Big Daddy's Big Tips so far, I would love to hear from you. Send me a DM, tag me in your progress. This is just the beginning, and I want you to know how proud I am of you, and I want you to know that you are not going on this journey alone. If you need any help or are unsure in any way about implementing this tip or the benefits it can offer, reach out and I'll be in touch to help. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. And remember, your future does not change in one big leap. It changes in the next small step you take today. So why not start right now? Get that vessel primed, create those positive ripple effects, enjoy a truly life-changing journey, one small daily win at a time. I end each episode by asking you a question that you can answer in the comments below. And today's question is this: if the way you arrive changes the way you show up, how could you arrive differently tomorrow in one area of your life? Have a think about it. Let me know what springs to mind in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Big love, Big Daddy.